to listen to the team from Hey There Social Media, you're in the right place. And again, today's topic is how to work flexibly as a social media manager. So if you want a quick info sesh, learn a little bit more about what this all means, think a little bit about how this could look for you, then like we said, you're in the right place. We are a bit informal, so if you want to throw something into chat at any time, please go ahead. And also don't stress if you have to multitask and tune out for a second, because we are recording and we will make sure that everyone that registered for this gets the recording. So again, Kelly, thank you for putting this together. We'll jump in here a bit, and why don't you start with introducing yourself, since I appreciate that you led the charge here.
Sure. Thank you guys all so much for jumping on. And yes, so I'm Kelly Robinson. I'm in the Detroit area. I'm a mom of four, ranging from 6 to 16. And they are, busy. We're busy like all of you. And I am a former special education teacher, and I left that when my kids were little to be able to stay home with them. But I knew that I still wanted to work, and being able to work, but have kids in a busy life, I knew that I didn't just want flexibility, I had to have it. So I have been working flexibly for some time now, but it wasn't until a couple of years ago when I discovered Hey There Social Media that I really realized that I could have the stability of a full-time professional career and also still run the show like I needed to as a busy mom. So I am so grateful that I found them, and it's just been so pivotal in allowing me to, pursue professional pursuits that I didn't even know I had. And so it's become very clear that I have a lot of women in my life that are in the same boat, and I just can't help but want to share this. So I'm so glad we could all come together so we can have a little casual info sesh about this today.
I love it. Thanks so much, Kelly. Allie, please give a bit about yourself.
Yes, so the bulk of my professional background is in automotive retail. So I have a lot of experience with corporate retail hours, and just was looking for something a little bit more meaningful for me. And so right around the pandemic, I reached out to Emily, who I've known for a long time, and said, I just wanted to do something that meant more to me as a mom working crazy hours, never getting maternity leave. There has to be a better way. And Emily said, you know what, I'm pivoting my business, and I have the same, aspirations to help more women everywhere. And so we haven't looked back. So that's a little bit about me.
And you're a mom.
And I'm a mom. Great.
I love it. So again, I'm Emily A. Hay. I founded Hey There Social Media over a decade ago. Being a freelance social media manager was my ticket to self-employment. Along with that came flexibility and professional fulfillment and a whole lot of challenges, but it's part of the game, and it's been a great ride. And it was, as Allie said, when I pivoted the business just before the pandemic to really take our program from, I should say the company, from an agency, a boutique agency, into more of a unique training company. So that's what we're here to talk to you about today. And Kelly, Allie, just tell me, is this fine that I've got the thumbnails on the left? Can you see everything fine?
Yeah, we can see it just fine. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so today, the agenda, as I said, a bit informal. Allie, Kelly, please jump in as you see fit. But we're going to just give you that high level view, make the most of your time, that it's hard to take a minute and just say, well, what does the social media industry look like today? And there's so many terms around the future of work and flexible work and the future of flexible work. But really, we'll talk about how that all looks today, because let's just be honest, the social media industry has been growing, continues to grow, and is not something that seems to be going away in any way, shape, or form. We'll talk a little bit about being a social media manager. So, okay, cool. I get the social media industry, but what do you mean by being a social media manager? We'll talk a little bit about the word consultant, the word coach, the word professional, just a social media professional. But social media manager is one of the very frequently used terms when you think about the industry and having a social media professional. getting into this line of work. So again, we've lived it, we've breathed it. There are women around the country that are learning this work. And this is something that we will tell you today how to get into it. We will share real life examples because seeing is believing. And the number one question we get is often, okay, so what can you earn doing this work? Especially what can you earn doing this work for yourself? So we will cover that. And in the spirit of giving you next steps, we won't leave you hanging and make sure that you at least have some tools to be able to take a first step into getting into being a social media manager, should you decide that's something that you want to look into. Okay, so here's our lay of the land. We spend a lot of time, really just letting women know, hey, it's okay if corporate America isn't a fit for you. We know it's not a fit for everyone. And we know that there is a very wide delta between corporate America, ideal worker, air quote, or not doing anything for professional fulfillment. So we know that by working as a freelance social media professional, that can be a great way to, as you see here, you can have a professional skill set, you can earn, you can integrate work and life. We talk a lot about not believing in balance. We're a shop here that believes in integration. And furthermore, something that's really coming to light a lot lately with freelance is you can re-enter the workforce on your own terms. As soon as you step into that freelance role, you can immediately close your resume gap if you have one, or you can immediately add another dimension to your professional resume. So it's something that not only is it a flexible skill set, but it's also very applicable to things that you are currently doing. This slide here, it's a bit of an eye chart, but man, it's packed with data because the short story, as I said in the beginning, is social media is clearly a booming industry. Not only is it growing, businesses are still struggling. Those small to medium-sized businesses still wondering how to best utilize social media. They have the best intentions. They try to get their social media strategy in order. They try to implement, but there are only so many hours in a day. And the good news for a lot of us women that are on the webinar today is we are often a member of the business's target audience. So who better than an actual customer of a business to be the social media manager for a business needing help with their social marketing? This bottom half of our very busy slide here is just to, again, touch on, we'll bring you up to speed that freelance is now mainstream. One of the things the pandemic did for so many people, of course, is make remote work more commonplace, dare I say, more legit. You do not have to worry about this being a crazy concept to businesses if you say, I'm a freelance professional and I have a specialty in social media. And that's one of our bullets here, that really that is a proven data-focused way of being successful as a freelancer, is by having a specialty. Anything to add, Kelly, Allie?
No, that's great.
Great. Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper into the idea of becoming a social media manager. So like we say, there are no silly questions. What exactly are you talking about? I keep hearing being a social media manager. So first of all, businesses will hire you. So you will be a contractor, you will be an independent professional. These businesses, who are these businesses? I've mentioned small to medium-sized businesses. So you can think about brick and mortar businesses. You can think about businesses that maybe sell a product online. Maybe they sell their product through Amazon, but they are a business that has a product or service that needs, of course, customers. And so those businesses can't often bring on full-time employees. And so there's no better arrangement for them than to leverage an independent contractor to do certain services for them, like social media marketing. So those are the businesses. They hire you as a contractor. If you're hired as a contractor, then welcome to entrepreneurship. You are a small business owner. You are a freelance professional. You are a consultant. Whatever noun you would like to give it, it all applies to the state of working for yourself. And so that really is where that initial flexibility comes in. Now, without getting too far into all the ways that being a social media manager can look, we often will see women do this flexibly for themselves for that reason. They would like the flexibility they aren't necessarily looking to work as a full-time employee at a company. But there are plenty of companies that will hire part-time employees. So you do work for yourself in most cases, but it is not you only do this job if you want to be an entrepreneur for the rest of your life. It is not like that. This wide range of services. So this is something too, with the conversations that Kelly and Allie and I have with so many women, they really start to say, oh, so like posting on Instagram or, making some reels. Well, content creation is absolutely part of the service of a social media manager. But there are so many other areas, such as community building, social media metrics, doing social media ads, paid social advertising. There are so many services that fall under what a social media manager does. And there are other aspects that when you do this work for yourself, we talked about, working for yourself flexibly, that you'll learn to prospect. You get to call the shots on how you bring clients into your business. What is your process for them? So I'm getting a little bit ahead into the operations of one's business, but not only do you have a range of services you offer, but they can also be things like coaching or training. You may have a business that says, I have someone that can do our social, but they could use some help. Can you give us a strategy? So I just invite you to broaden what you see as social media marketing, that it's not just about creating content, which is usually the first thing people see.
I just want to chime in here
Kelly.
because this part always really resonates with me because I've been using social media for many years and I've been using it to support my businesses. But what I didn't fully understand was how I could be hired to support other businesses and support their social media needs. And I'm behind the scenes creating the things and doing everything that Emily said with metrics and strategy and all of that. And it was really eye-opening for me to see that that was something that I could do. And I didn't have to necessarily get hired by a company. I could still work flex and work, as a consultant or as an entrepreneur. So that was just, I just didn't even know at first that was a possibility. So I was so grateful to have my eyes open to that.
I love that. And by the way, that's something too, if anyone in due time would like to have a deeper conversation, when we hear from women what their personal interests and skills are, like maybe they were a former teacher, or maybe they had a sales background. If there are certain parts of what you like doing, you can lean into those aspects of a role as a social media manager. So I invite you to certainly talk with us and we can go deeper into what this could look like based on what your interests are. So some of the benefits of the industry, as we talked about, it is actually one of the number one in demand skill sets as a freelancer. So I should say it's the number one. I think it was 2022 that Upwork came out with a whole list of digital marketing is a very broad industry that freelance talent is highly in demand for, but social media is just so in demand. It's something that we joke, you'll never be at a party and not have something to talk about. If you say you do social media, people want to know you. It's very flexible, as we've pointed that out, but a little nuance with a lot of jobs, they may allow you to work flexibly. So maybe you can fire up the laptop from home, but you may still have set hours. And there may still be certain deadlines that you just can't change or work around your schedule. Well, social media is truly flexible work. And what we mean by that is it can be done in the morning, in the evening, maybe when your kids are napping, maybe when your kids are off the bus, have a snack and are watching their show. It's something that you can really work your schedule around. The ramping up or down, Kelly, I feel like you might want to speak to this one, but this is something too that we talk about seasons of motherhood changing. And if you have a lot of time on your hands and you want to fill it with client work, it's perfect for that. And if you need to scale back, that's something that this work can do for you too. So anything to share there?
Yeah, no, that part really resonates with me because I do have so many different people, women, friends in my life that are in different phases. And so as I was starting to send my last baby off to kindergarten, I thought like, now I do have an opportunity to pursue some of the things that I have been wanting to do career wise. And that was a great opportunity, but I was not able to, or did I even have an interest in going to work for someone else or being in someone else's timeline or schedule or goals or whatever. And like that, I have a lot of friends that have kids that are going off to college or, all the different things that are happening in life, maybe a move or a marriage transition or different things. So there's definitely, phases of our lives as women. We even have women that are grandmas that are retiring or, whatever, that are looking for the next phase of life. But also with that, specifically loading up my schedule with client work when I know that I am available to work, for example, during the school year, and sort of taking my foot off the gas a little bit, maybe in the summer when I want some time to just have chill time with my kids. So yeah, that I'm very grateful for, because I don't think I'd have that level of flexibility in a different situation.
Thanks, Kelly. I love that. And speaking of flexibility with how you work your rates, that's something too that often people, they scratch their heads about, okay, so how does a freelancer even decide what to charge? Where is the universal rate sheet of what I charge? Well, that doesn't exist. So you do get to set your own rates, but that's a learning curve too, to figure out, well, what is the going rate for social media services? How do I price myself profitably so I don't feel like, well, now I'm just spending a lot of time and maybe just that classic corporate problem of just breaking even, to cover childcare. So you do set your own rates in any freelance work, and there is all very learnable strategy behind how you do that. This next slide here, so we'll talk a quick second about knowing if this is a good fit for you. So I feel like Allie and Kelly, you can attest to this. We do get this question often of, well, I don't consider myself an influencer. No. You do not have to be an influencer. Like, I don't have a ton of social media experience with businesses. That's okay too. If you have used social media for yourself, that absolutely makes you qualified for this work. So some of these questions here, from the very top, we get a lot of women that consider themselves creative. And you don't have to be a creative genius, but if you are someone that just likes to have an outlet, maybe you like to put together certain design elements. We do a lot of that for clients because remember, we're making their social media content. So whether you have writing talent or visual talent, if you consider yourself creative, it really is a good outlet for you. This middle section here was what I just touched on with having social media experience personally. Even if you are a social media user personally and you are social media savvy, it's a great fit for you because two reasons. One, social media is always changing. So it doesn't mean that you have to know any one network, the ins and outs of everything, because as soon as you do, they'll release a new feature. So as long as you have that working knowledge of social, we also see women that know everything about Pinterest and know nothing about TikTok. That's okay. We'll still put that in you have working experience, a working knowledge of social, and it's all learnable. Communication. So I talked a little about a writing talent or a visual talent, but if you have any background in writing, it doesn't even have to be long form. Let's say you just enjoy written content. Maybe you have a background in customer service or sales. That can really apply when you're working for your clients as their community manager. So again, let's say you're talking about the teeniest, tiniest small business that sells a product on Amazon, and you need to make sure that people know about their product. So that's doing outreach on their behalf, getting conversations going on Instagram, making people aware of products and services. So that's really customer service and a lot of sales too. And that is simply done through social media. So again, do not pigeonhole yourself and say, I'm not techie or I don't have a marketing degree. It is all very learnable and it's a good fit for so many women. Okay, these next slides here, just to give you a little snapshot. My screen can catch up, everyone. Kelly, by the way, I hope you're watching chat. If we have any live questions, we're certainly happy to take them.
Yes, I'm in the chat and
Great.
So far no questions, but and you guys can always message me or text or call or whatever after this too. So
Of course. Okay, so I'm clicking around and I don't know if my computer froze here.
While you're waiting for it to unfreeze, I will just say that again, something that really resonated with me was just the different outlets of our are either professional career or personal pursuits that, maybe you just need an outlet for writing or creativity or, and so that just struck a chord with me. I love knowing that I could sort of build on some of the experiences that I've had in my life and continue to learn more. So I was really grateful for that.
Thank you, Kelly. And I hope you like a whole bunch of visuals just flying around in the background while you're
Yeah,
talking.
it's
So yes,
fine.
yeah, it's good. So I'm definitely, my computer's definitely working on a lag here. So let me just click
Yeah,
one
no.
button at a time. And basically the next slide as it will populate. So we just want to shift gears into talking a bit about these real life examples. So this slide here, however long it stays, it gives some snapshots of women that have gone through our program at Hey There Social Media. But again, some common denominators of women that become independent social media managers. They may have backgrounds in marketing, but they also may have backgrounds in more broad communications or PR or teaching or legal, nothing related to marketing. It's, as I said on the previous slide, it's a very universal skill set. And we have women that go through our program of all sorts of family and household configurations. Most of our women are here in the US. We do have one Michigander who is currently living abroad. So just to give you an idea of other people like you right here in the States doing this work, that these women are very, very knowledgeable, learn quickly, self-starters. And these are the people that you surround yourself with in our program in particular. So the next slide here, this, of course, you get Kelly live here today. These other screenshots, yes, this is a very, very busy slide with text, but just I'll give you one story. Sansari on the left here, she's a military spouse, and she had a resume gap and came and said, gosh, I'm either going to learn how to sell insurance or I'm going to take this program because I want to get into something flexible and I need something to get myself moving again. And her story, has been really exciting because not only did she do social media on a freelance basis, she started working in a more broad marketing role for one of her clients. So that was really neat. And Layla was already a PR freelance professional who added this as a skill set. And Kelly, I would ask you if there's anything you want to add about your experience.
Yeah, no, I think it's on there, or I've mentioned it already, but yeah, it's neat. I get the opportunity to come in contact with the women that take our training, and it is really cool to see everyone's diverse backgrounds and the cool things that they have been able to do after their training. That's been really neat.
I love that. Okay, so it looks like my cursor's live here again. Thank you all so much for hanging on here. This next slide is just a quick day in the life. Kimberly, as it comes up here, Kimberly is a social media manager from the East Coast. And I love her quote, "I've become my own boss and I'm a social media manager. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the last decade. So this is brand new, 9 months in, but I'm loving it and really excited to see where this business takes me." Spoiler, that quote is old. Kimberly's been doing this for now 2.5 years. Not only does she have a roster of clients, she's been invited to speak at one of her clients' retreats. She has taught herself how to do podcast production. So she's a social media manager who has added that skill set. And she's someone who has collaborated with other social media managers to be able to work on larger client projects. So there's a speed up story of just one social media manager who, as she said, was a stay-at-home mom for quite some time, and has just really brought that energy and desire to learn something new. And I guarantee you, she probably didn't see any of where she is today coming by taking a course. So this next slide here, we'll talk a bit about earning potential. As we said, that's something that people want to know. So to cover the bases here, we talked about this is initially a way that you can work as an independent contractor. So you are an entrepreneur, you set your own rates, you balance your own client load, and therefore that translates to your earning potential. Sounds funny, but really the sky is the limit because it's also controllable based on what you want out of it. So some of these other notes here, we do talk about the compensation varying based on the scope, based on the business, and sometimes it's based on where you live in the country. But this, as you can see, some of these dollar signs here. So we talk a lot about billing on a retainer basis. So that means like a monthly project fee. So we give you a translation of, for a smaller client, you can be anywhere between 50 to 75 an hour. But larger projects can range, as you see here, 1,500 a month to 2,500 a month on up. And that also isn't necessarily at all like a 40-hour-a-week engagement. This can be, I've got one large client, or I've got two small and one medium. It really is all over the board. But as you can see in bold here, that most of our social media managers do have multiple clients at once. So Kelly, I'll bounce it to you again. Just to
All
say
I was going to
anything
say is
add.
that was really appealing to me when I first was understanding this, because I realized that I was able to support my financial goals based on my choice to take on more or less clients according to the bandwidth that I had after I prioritized my family. But there's not very many opportunities where you can sort of decide how much you'd like to earn. And that is actually it's very empowering. And I'm very thankful for that.
Thank you. Allie, if you got anything to add.
What's nice about it is that for the majority of women, I would say that we like to make sure that our work is meaningful. And not only do you have, the complete choice or option to be as large and as busy as you want to be, but knowing that the demand from businesses is so overwhelming that they need it so badly, it's really a win-win. And a lot of times it's hard to find that kind of fulfillment in work that you can do flexibly. So just knowing that the work is very much needed and is important to businesses that you work with, to me is extremely valuable. And how much you do is the beauty of it, how much you want to do.
Thank you. Okay. So we will get real here. We know that we women can find 101 ways to back burner any idea, any effort, any ambition. And as you can see here, this pie chart certainly depicts it. Well, I've got kids to worry about and kids to worry about, and then I just shove everything else into this other section. So where is time for yourself? Where is time for a new professional endeavor? It's a very overwhelming idea, but you have to consider, if you are live here on our webinar, thank you again so much for being here live. But if you are listening to this in a recording, well, there's something inside of you that is at least curious of what else or what's next out there. We talked so much about the flexibility and fulfillment piece about it. Allie, thank you again for just mentioning that being tied directly with earning potential. That is just something that you really can't get in a lot of other roles. And then this big part about it's a versatile skill set that is completely learnable. So do not disqualify yourself, do not pre-qualify yourself and say it is just not something that I could see myself doing. We would love to speak with you further and put you in touch with women that have gone through the program that may have told us that the very first time we spoke with them too. So speaking of that, as we will watch our time here, and this next slide, when it comes up, we just want to talk about this program. So again, Hey There Social Media, I said in the beginning of the webinar here that for a long time was a boutique social media agency. And so we pivoted into becoming a unique training company. And that's what you're looking at. You're looking at a very busy slide, but this coral and turquoise pie or wheel covers all of the modules that Hey There Social Media trains women to be able to do. So we have our core training, and that is this main product that, as you can see off to the right, we have a lot of details there. But Hey There offers a training program that lasts 6 weeks. It is not 5 days a week, 6 weeks. It's a couple of hours a week. Off to the right, there's details here. 14 modules. We do them live on Zoom. We also record them because we know that some people, time zones, life commitments, you simply can't attend live Zooms. So you can consume all of these recordings on demand. We also offer, we're really excited, the women that complete the program get a proof of completion certificate. And we go into a very new technology called NFTs. So we'll park that for now, but let you know that it is a verifiable, unique to you credential and certification that proves that you have completed our program. And why is that a big deal? Well, first of all, there's a lot of self-proclaimed experts out there, and businesses like to know that someone has taken the time to enhance their skills, commit to the industry, and really get good at it. This second half of the slide on the right, again, we can get into all of these details with you. We want to make sure that you know about what this job looks like. There is a program that Hey There offers to get you there. And then what we have on the bottom right here is we have an ongoing membership. So we have many women that say, you know what, I am totally in. And now that I've learned the skills, I want that support. So while this is a lot and we could spend time on each, just know that when you finish the training, we will often say that's really when your first day with Hey There begins, in the sense of our support. So you are absolutely an independent contractor, but we have a supportive mentorship community. You have digital colleagues, you have virtual, people that you can work with on certain projects. And there's a lot of other elements that we offer with our training and the ongoing support. So since I'm talking a lot on this slide, Kelly, Allie, anything to point out on the actual training piece?
I just wanted to say that the collaboration aspect is, and there is a question too, Emily, if you want to check that out real quick in the chat, but the collaboration aspect is really huge for all of us that have taken the training, because it's not like we just take our training and we're like, okay, bye, good luck, like go find clients. Like we actually spend time, we actually have job leads. We dial, we process, brainstorm ideas, we go over proposals together. So we're working independently as entrepreneurs, but we're very much working in collaboration and supporting one another. And that made the difference, all the difference for me in being able to feel successful and confident and being able to go straight into taking on clients immediately following my core training, and then being able to pay off my investment immediately with, my initial retainers and fees and things that I earned from clients. And so I had the confidence to just jump right in, because I knew that I was able to not only pay back my investment straight away, but I had the support of these amazing women across the country that I could rely on to supplement my questions or whatever brainstorming that I needed from all, one another. So that's been huge for all of us.
Thank you, Kelly. Yes, I agree. I'll check chat. Allie, did you have anything to add?
No, just kind of piggybacking on what she said. I mean, obviously the content is so well organized and in such detail that it is, as interactive as you want it to be. But ultimately, we know that one of the most important things is having the confidence through the connections that you make, that you could have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't have the confidence to present yourself with that knowledge to clients, then it's not going to get you as far as you would like to go. So I think that just the whole undertone is being there and supportive for each other and having and creating that confidence that women need.
Thank you. And as you're looking at this slide, again, Kelly, thank you for being our host today with today's webinar, that we have absolutely shared your generous promo code unique to you to at least get the $250 off. But we are more than happy to have conversations. Now, let me head to chat. Okay, great. Oh, absolutely. Okay, question about, can you touch on the payment plan options? So what we have, there's two things. One, we do have a lending partner for anyone that would like to go down that path, and that is the company Upstart. But as for a tuition payment plan, we have a 3 payment plan option. So you pay a third before you begin, a third after the first month, and the final third after your second month. So 3 payment plan on that one. Oh, I'm so excited to hear this from Chelsea, a teacher, writer, social star. Love this kind of thing. Really interested. Yay. Thank you for presenting this information. Well, we don't get to do what we do without women like you, and businesses are struggling without women like you. So we're so happy that this resonated. And of course, we'd be happy to speak more to individual curiosities about what this can look like. So some next steps, as we just talked about the training, again, I know there's a lot on that slide. All we wanted you to do was just hear about what this looks like. Like, okay, so social media manager, it's got a nice ring to it. I can see how that could be something I can do, and how to move forward like we said, we have this training. And as I just mentioned, we absolutely would love to speak with you. That is where, Kelly spends so much of her time and her zone of genius there with really just answering questions about, well, how fast can I do this? Or how does it work if I want to team up with someone like that? So we would love to speak. And right here, this particular QR code will simply take you to heytheresocialmedia.com. And we have in the footer, you can just schedule a Calendly call with us. So whether you're in your jammies and you're scrolling and you want to just schedule a call, go ahead and do that. You can also email us, DM us. Kelly, you are just able to reach right out and we will absolutely speak with you, like we said, of how this can look. And one thing I probably left off is, okay, so I'm in. When do I start? So we'll tell you this training program is something that is open for enrollment at all times. That we worked really hard at that, and we went a few years where we didn't offer that because we were building a proven program. But now we have removed any barrier. If you say, you know what, no time like the present, and I really would like to get started, it is as simple as a conversation with our team, quick orientation, and then you are in our training program. So just letting you know that. And Kelly, I do have your screenshot over here because if anyone follows Kelly with Socialite Detroit, that is where you can find her promo code and links to our site. So that's all I've got for now. Again, thank you so much. Please dig around on our site, check out our reviews section. We do not hide any of the women that have finished our program, and you can speak with them, you can talk with them, you can connect with them on social media. And really, if you are here live today because of Kelly, we're so grateful for that. But Allie, Kelly, and I, are here to talk with anyone at any time. And like we said, thanks for being interested. So anything else to add, ladies, or we'll let everyone go?
Yeah, nope. Thank you guys all so much for joining, and you know how to reach me. Feel free to ask any questions. And I'm grateful that I found this opportunity and just really wanted to share it with everybody. So thank you guys so much. So thanks, Emily and Allie.
Thanks, Kelly.
Absolutely. Thanks, ladies. Have a good one.